In this video we'll discuss new control types that you can use in a list control. So you can see here that we have two list controls, and in this first list control we have a field called married, which is being shown using a switch control. So you can see I can go there and tap on the switch to change its value. Then we have a field called size, which is being rendered using a button list configured to behave like a radio button list. So you can see that if I click on medium, then small becomes unselected and then medium becomes selected. So because this is a radio button, only one of the buttons can be selected at a time. And then this control over here, favorite colors, is configured as a checkbox control, which means that you can select more than one value. So right now green and blue are selected, but I can tap on red, and now red, green and blue are all selected. And then this control here is defined as an integer control. So you can see now that if I tap on the plus button, we increase the value, and if we tap on the minus button, we decrease the value. And then in the next list control, basically we have a value here that is being rendered as a map control. So the actual value in this map field here is a lat long value, and so you can see there's Fred positioned over there, and then the next control has Tom in some location there in Georgia, and then we have Harry, who's in the Boston area, and then Sarah, who's also in the Boston area. So let's go take a look now at how this was all set up. So we'll go here to our first list, and first let's take a look at the data. So basically married is just a yes or a no field, size is small, medium or large, favorite colors is a comma delimited list. So here you can see it's green, comma blue, there it's red, there it's green, comma red, comma blue, etc. And then number is just an integer value there, 3 or 2 or in this case 1. And then finally map is a lat long value delimited with the comma. So you can see there's the lat value and there's the longitude value. So basically if we go now to our fields, we can see that for the married field we've specified that the control type is a switch control, and that the value, that the on value is yes and the off value is no. We've set the width of the control to 100 pixels, and we specified that the direction of the switch is left to right. So if you're working in a right to left language like Hebrew or Arabic, you would switch this direction to right to left. And then we can specify whether the control is read only or not, which means that if the control is set to read only, then switching the list will, tapping on the list will not switch its value. Then you can see for the size control, we've chosen a control type of radio buttons, and we've set the choices to small, medium and large. We can specify that the control should fit the column width or not, and then we can specify whether it's read only. Then for favorite colors we've chosen a checkbox button control, and again our choices are red, green and blue. Then for the number control we've chosen integer, so you can see there's the integer control over there, and we specified that the minimum value is 0, the maximum value is 100. And then we can also specify whether there should be buttons to increment the number by 10 at a time and also by 100 at a time. So by default the only buttons that appear are buttons that increase the number by 1 at a time. So you can see here we can also specify a style and a class for the items on the control. And then finally in the second list over here we've specified that the map over here is a map control, and we've specified the size, the color of the marker, etc. So what we've shown in this video is how easy it is to add new control types to display data in a list control, and also to modify the values in each row in the list using the using the control. So by changing the switch value you can change the data in the row. Thanks very much for watching.